why is it even important to clear out your head? Why is this idea of decluttering our minds something that I talk about a lot? Well, it's because when we have the desire to grow and learn and be creative and innovative, these things need space. We need space to dance in the moment, to be open to these new experiences of life. And I had such a beautiful and quite poetic example of this past week. I was looking at one of my favorite candles, and it's one that as it burns, the flame crackles. And I'm staring at it and I notice that the flame isn't really visible. It's burning, but you can't really see it. And instantaneously I just think, yeah, true, I haven't trimmed the wick. I haven't cut back the old dead stuff. So let me do that really quickly. And so as soon as I started trimming the wick, I had this realization, somehow this feels familiar. And I relit the candle, and the flame started dancing and moving. And I realized how often that happens in my own life. That I have trouble letting go of things that are swirling in my mind because I think, either that's important, I should keep that. Or I just don't consciously take the time to kind of decide what I want to keep floating around in my head and what's okay to let go. There's a saying, what got you here won't get you there. And it reminded me to stick with the fire analogy of when I was quite young. We would always go out into the forest for these summer camps, and we would light a fire, and you always had the stirring stick, right? The stick that you used to poke at the fire. When a log fell, you used it to prop it back up in its right place. But at the end of the evening, that stick that was so helpful in keeping the fire going and burning brightly, that stick also goes into the fire. Now that analogy is one that talks about those things that are really beautiful to us, that have helped us progress and learn over the years, but that perhaps have served their purpose in our lives. And they are no longer something that we need to utilize or that we would choose to have. Sometimes this comes in the form of a relationship. Sometimes it comes in the form of a mental pattern or a habit that we've established. And as long as we're not looking at those, then sometimes we have these little dead weight, these stirring sticks around. And they are beautiful, and we have immense gratitude for them. And yet, we have the opportunity to gratefully and graciously say thank you for your service and release them. This is why decluttering our minds is so important. Why creating the space and taking the time to reflect and see, where do I want to go? And what can I choose to let go of in order to make my load a bit lighter, to help me be able to reach for something new, and also to allow me to dance in the moment.